So what do you do for a living?
I am a IT sales professional in a big tech company. I have my set of customers. I consult them on how they can leverage technology to achieve basically their business goals. This fiscal year, I'm focusing on manufacturing customers, so basically process manufacturing across Switzerland and with an international focus as well.
And when you say technology, what do you mean specifically?
Software for modern work solutions. So anything from, communication, collaboration platforms up to Power BI and all that kind of stuff.
All the stuff you might imagine a modern corporation might need for their employees to work efficiently.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That sounds really fun.
Yes.
It sounds like you're really at the forefront of what's happening in the work world.
Totally, especially during COVID. I mean, I think everybody knows what happened back then. So when everybody was working from home and you had to make sure that everybody can still work, can collaborate, can communicate. So it's really, really, really interesting.
What are the things that you love most about your job?
I love the fact that I am working in an area which is really innovation driven. So you're really at the forefront of innovation. It's a very dynamic environment. And I love the flexibility that I have at work. I can choose my working hours. Of course, if there are certain meetings, of course, you can't say I'm starting at 12, but I can go to the gym, for example, during my lunch break, or I can work later at night if I have a doctor's appointment during the day, for example.
So you can really craft your life around your work.
Yes, correct.
That's great.
Yes, it is.
What do you find more challenging about your job?
Can be pretty stressful because, I'm in sales and it's very revenue driven, and depending time of the year, like when we have quarter end, can be very stressful because you feel a lot of pressure, and also internal processes can be pretty annoying.
Do you have any tips and tricks for dealing with that kind of pressure?
Tips and tricks, because I've been in IT sales for more than 10 years now, so I'm kind of used to it. I know there is always a quarter end and there will always be stress and pressure from management, but you just have to deal with it. Stay calm and relax.
Tell me a little bit about what your day-to-day looks like.
I wake up in the morning, I check my mails. Then, depending on my schedule, I go visit my customers on site, which I love most about my job. Then we talk about their projects, how to move forward. And I travel back either to my home office or to the office or to a co-working space, wherever I feel like working. And then I do a lot of internal also alignments with the bigger account team, basically. And I have a lot of customer calls. So I'm really customer driven. So for me, the most important thing is to be in touch with my customers.
So it's a relationship management job.
Totally.
During the day, do you get time to focus and do deep work, or is it a lot of touch and go?
You have to schedule your focus time in your calendar. Otherwise, you won't have time to do that. You get a ping here, you get a ping there, then you get a customer call. You have to jump sometimes from call to call. So you have to be on top of things and also schedule the focus time. Also for learning. Every Friday afternoon for me is learning time.
It sounds to me like you have a pretty good work-life balance.
Yes, it is true. Depending on the time, of the year, my work-life balance is not that well. Sometimes I have to work at weekends, but then again, when the quarter is over, all deals are closed, hopefully, then it's again okay.
How much on average would one be able to earn in a job like this?
Depends on the role, because obviously in a sales role you have your incentive also depending on how much you achieved from a revenue perspective and your sales targets, but I would definitely say a 6-digit number.
High risk, high reward kind of thing.
Exactly.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't be afraid of trying new things, new industries. For example, I don't have an IT background, and look at me here, 10 years later, I'm still in IT.
And loving it.
And loving it, exactly. Be curious and go for it and try something out. And if you don't like it, you can still look for something else.